Do. It's HermitCraft 9 live for Sunday, the 24th of September, 2023. D.
Folks say to be the very best, you gotta travel across the land. But I'm happy here at pretty good, just out walking with my friends. So you can fly from coast to coast for all the antics of ends. But my destiny's here in Tennessee, my Pokédex in hand. You run your laps chasing lickitung in Providence, and you arc your throws for Electabuzz in St. Louis. But when you're lost in Boston seeking Pokestops, boo-hoo, we'll all still be spinning them up on Rocket Top. It's true. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need tanglers from Los Angeles. If you're there chasing Charizard, you're making your life way too hard. Clutching garlic, pounding pavement down Ventura Boulevard. We don't need Nidoqueens from down New Orleans. I hate to rain on solo you, but parades need a willing crew. All those squirtles on St. Charles saw you wandering and withdrew. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Lapras from Minneapolis or Polipers from Mississippers. There's enough Weedles on Montego. We could evolve a swarm of Beedrill. There's enough Snubble down to Shovel. We could team Sled with Grumble. We don't need Oregon from out in Oregon or any Pikachus from up in Massachusetts. Sorry, Professor Oklahoma, we'll raid gyms in Tullahoma. Sorry, Pokecoin Palooka, we'll hatch on hikes in Chattanooga. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. Summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and lay your head down and dream.
Lay your head down and
Let your mind flow downstream.
roll out in a moonbeam.
Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and tonight y'all are my live streaming audience. Welcome. We are just setting up the stream, but first we gotta do something special. We gotta use the magic of the foot pedal. I mean, you can't. This is not gonna look very impressive yet because the foot pedal looks awesome when you can see that my hands are not on the keyboard and I'm doing stuff. You can't really see my hands right now. You will be able to soon. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. The camera will get bigger each time we hit a $20 milestone. But for right now, I'm just going to put my hands in the air like I just don't care. And then I'm going to foot pedal hit and I'm going to say, Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a Mahi Zero. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Y muchas más. The foot pedal doesn't always work right away, but it generally works eventually. At least the OBS scene changes are not as reliable as the sprint key. But that's okay. That's okay. So thank you to Mahi Zero, longtime viewer and pal of the chat, for spending part of your birthday with us. That's very kind of you to be so generous with your time, and I hope that you feel that that time is well spent here tonight. Woo! Because we are outside of Dicked Out. What does that sign say? That sign says available. What does this block mean? It means the sign's a lie. A lie. A lie. Tango makes me cry, 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 cry. Tears. Icy tears. Crystal tears. All my fears are realized. Decked out's closed. Oh no, guys, we gotta go outside. Availability. The greatest lie of them all. Okay, so I don't know. We're gonna go film something somewhere else. Let's go. Do 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 do. I like that there's a bed here now. It's not even black. It's fine. At this point, who cares? It's all fine. Let's go. We're going to toss this deck in here. We're going to grab our Scarland VIP ticket. We're going to go ahead and put our artifact of our Rendog shades of the dog. Also, there's pufferfish now. That was my doing. I guess that's my... At a certain point, things that are my doing become my fault. I'm not sure if we're 100% there, but it feels like we're getting close on that one. We're going to go ahead and put this green screen in our 9th slot so y'all can enjoy that fantastic chroma effect down there. Alrighty. Ooh, this elytra needs work. I was going to bring a... What do you call it over here? And I didn't. An ender chest. But... Oh, no. Okay, so first thing I think we need to do today is actually go repair our ender chest. Pufferfish, lols. Bum, bum. What does the sign say? I think it says grind, automate, track, optimize. Gato. It means cat in Spanish. See? Yep. Gato. Meow. Okay, so let's keep going. This wall isn't done yet. I need to fly over this after Doc does his video each time so I can get the new chunks for Bobby mod. So I don't want to do it before his new video because I don't want to have spoilers. But now that his latest video is out, but he hasn't started working on the next one. Welcome, Skit. Yeah, I'm having a good evening. Thank you for asking. These are looking great. So yeah, Doc apparently doesn't want to decorate the whole walls here, and he's like, we need to build a Joe Hills mural. Or maybe have Joe Hills build a mural. So I'm going to end up with like 128 block high, 605 block wide mural I got to fill in here. It's fine. I'm just going to pick my favorite scene from Commander Keen or something. Throw that in there. I mean, the standard galactic alphabet's in this game. We draw a lot from Commander Keen in Minecraft. Am I peeking a lot today? I feel like I'm peeking. Yeah, I'm actually peeking. Wow. I think I pointed the microphone at my face better than usual. Okay. But yeah, see, now when we're up here in the sky, looking down at that, that's going to look good, right? That's just way better than it was. Okay. Welcome, Mailman Dave, and also Manatee Gag. Glad that you could join us today. Yeah, just do my profile picture. You know the one. Yeah. Just me staring off in the distance. Turn it into billboards for the shopping district. Deep field. Okay. So, we came back here because we need to get our other elytra and repair them both. Okay. Yeah, both elytras are pretty beat up at this point. So we're going to set our spawn here. We're going to switch to the non-completely wiped out elytra. Let's get our Scarland VIP ticket off our hotbar so we don't accidentally place it. Also, did Pearl claim these yet? Okay, cool. I'm still working on that. Exit right, afternoon delight, take my hand, we're off to Neverland. We're going to want to turn off the hostile creatures here. Come, hostile creatures, what have you done? Dun, 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 dun. Come, hostile creatures, hot guy, hot guy. Come, hostile creatures, hot guy, hot guy. Yeah, I should be talking to Ren about getting advertising up alongside the ice boat track. All right. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So that gets us... We're making progress, getting caught up on all the things we gotta do so we can do the things we wanna do. Howdy, Scar. Uh-oh. Hostile sounds, yeah, back on. It has all begun. Hostile sounds are back on. Everyone is on. HermitCraft, do your dance. It's the Space Jam. Alright. I don't know what we're doing anymore at this point. Why do I have so many diamonds? I feel like I needed something at some point. Yeah, I figure... Okay. So... What do you hear, guardians? Oh, there's a bunch of guardians outside my base. That's why you actually usually keep that sounds turned on. Sounds turned down. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Is this the Mob Tops box? Okay, cool. So, frozen assets, Joe Hill's wallet. I feel like the horn can actually go in the toolbox. I feel like the Christmas hat isn't really technically a tool. I feel like these should probably be on display somewhere. I don't know how to display them, though. Let's maybe put all three of these in one row. Oh, the gold leggings are for when I go to the nether. I feel like these iron leggings, though, aren't really that spectacular. We could probably get rid of the iron shovel. Right. Now we gotta find room for this in this box. Okay. There, we did it. Welcome to JEB. Yeah, I'm just streaming. Hanging out, palling around. Okay, andesite we definitely want to hold on to. Apparently it's an auspicious day. Oh, is that what we were yearning for? Oh, apparently 4 years ago today, Badger Spanner was working on the parody of Old Town Road that we now call Good Place Road. We could put that on for old time's sake.
Yeah, you're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical. You're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical. I've got the treatises by Kant, anything I want. Janet brought the chalk, are you listening or not? Writing on the board, your morals are quite poor. We deserve the good place, you just gotta pass this course now. My tummy feels kind of crummy, you should probably study. Tummy feels kind of crummy, you should probably study. Writing up my treatise, drinking almond sweets. Think I love my soulmate, she loves margaritas. My life is a quandary, we should do her laundry. We got some camaraderie, unlike Jason and Tahani. Tummy feels
motherfucking shirt ball. Spend my whole life living like a bad janitor. What GD's got a habit, teleology, and Kierkegaard. Writing down Plato in my nightmarish clown hut. I can't guess that I'm truly bad. He can kiss my ass, I'm a full trash bag. Hope I can ace this course and save my soul. I'm gonna try to get ethical.
Yeah, you're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical. You're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical. Bulls.
So that was Good Place Road. I don't remember if that was on our first or second album, but it's a good one. I like that one a lot. Portals. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to remove a bunch of the scaffolding kind of throughout this project. Dang it. I seem to have lost my totem somehow. We need to go get a new totem. Flying around without a totem is a bad idea on this server, let me tell you. Terrifying. Chops and tots and chops and tots and chops and tots and chops and tots. Is it safe if I have slow fall? Is what safe if I have slow fall? Is anyone safe if I have slow fall? Don't forget to put the totem in my offhand. Blah. Fine. Just as a quick reminder, if you enjoy the show, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. I lie, shrimp, fly, mother forking shirt balls. Spent my whole life living like a bad Janet jerkwad. Cheaty's got a habit, teleology, and Kierkegaard. Writing down Plato in my nightmarish clown hut. Mike can't guess that I'm truly bad. He can kiss my ash, I'm a full trash bag. Hope I can ace this course and save my soul. We're gonna try to get ethical. Slow falling will not protect you from slamming into a wall. Welcome, Mo Muffin. Mo Muffin, Mo problems, am I right? I'm actually broadly incorrect. Oh, you can really hear those guardians here. To Moscow I came seeking fortune, though they're making me work till I'm dead. The bourgeoisie have it so easy. The Tsar's putting gold on his bread. The people of Moscow are hungry, but think what a feast there could be if we could create a socialist state that cares for the people like me. I am the man who arranges the blocks that descend upon me from up above. They come down and I spin them around till they fit in the ground like hand in glove. Sometimes it seems that to move blocks is fine, and the lines will be formed as they fall. Then I see that I have misjudged it. I should not have nudged it after all. And I have no long one, please. Why must these infernal blocks tease? Hey, we got a tip rolling in. Let's see who it's from. We got 5 rolling in from Laura. Thank you very much, Laura. That puts us 15 away now from the next face camera expansion. Yep, that was Pig with the Faces of the Boys. History of the Soviet Union to the tune of Tetris. I used to sing that to my daughter every night before bed. I feel like it's important children understand that the Tetris music is really good, but they don't like songs without lyrics. I can't just go da 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 yeah, kids don't like that. Kids don't like that. You can't do that to your child. Where was I? Oh yeah, 15 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Yeah, we're removing some of the scaffolds. They're no longer as necessary as they were, and they're getting in the way of the build at this point. So I need to hit page up there to mark that I knocked that out. And we're going to do a quick replay mod flyby of that process. Yeah. I am the man who arranges the blocks that continue to fall from up above. They come down and I spin... Oh, wait, no, dang it. I'm screwing that up. Mahis, that's been the name of the server on here for a long time. It's not actually a secret anymore. It's called HermitCraft Season 9. I am the man who arranges the blocks that continue to fall from up above. Come Muscovite, let the workers unite, a collective regime of peace and love. I work so hard in arranging the blocks, but the landlord and tax man bleed me dry. But the workers will rise, we will not compromise, for we know that the old regime must die. Long live Lenin, kill the Tsar. We salute the sickle and star. I am the man who arranges the blocks that continue to fall from up above. The food on your plate now belongs to the state, a collective regime of peace and love. I work so hard in arranging the blocks, but the landlord and tax man bleed me dry. The workers must rise, we will not compromise, for we know that the old regime must die. I really like this song because it talks about, it really goes into kind of the cyclical nature of political movements and how people kind of lose the thread of what they're trying to accomplish if they're not careful. It's, I feel like it's important to express to your children the dangerous nature of political cycles and that just because they are born into a time of peace does not mean that they will live in a time of peace. And just because they are born into a time of war does not mean that they will live in a time of war. You know, all of this stuff does change. And not because, like, oh, it's some cosmic law that the sine wave bobs up and down, but rather the actions of the individuals who live in those times that shape the age. You know, I want my daughter to know that she will live in an age that she will have a chance to shape, you know? And that things don't need to be the way they are indefinitely. If she doesn't like them, don't just wait a while. Do something about it, you know? So we're going to come around here. And then this is about where the totem goes off. And I don't know if we're going to get a good glimpse of that. No, the totem goes off behind there. So we're going to possibly put in a little bit of a time skip in this bit here. Dylan Brown says, I'm always late for the stream and the notifications don't help. I mean, did you try subscribing to the calendar at joehills.net/soon? You can add that to your own Google Calendar or other calendar application. Salem says it's most efficient to deliver that message in song. I feel like any message worth delivering is worth considering delivering in song. I mean, that's, I think, a valuable thing to think about, maybe. Maybe we're getting here about now. I don't want to wait for our leaves to be knocked down. We'll hit them with tools, you will see. I don't want to wait for our leaves to be knocked down. We'll dig out obsidian. Apparently I stood there for a while. I don't remember doing that part. Oh yeah, I do. I did that part. That's fine. I remember it now. Da-da-da-da. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, yeah, I need to go to there. And then bring the camera slowly around this way, I guess. Let's get the playfield in there now that we got some playfield, right? Now that we have playfield to show, we should show it. Maybe I should activate Guardian Cam. I don't think that the Guardians are going to look particularly... have a good view of this. Oh yeah, that's when I fell for a while. so let's stop it here. Let's see. So at the midpoint here, we need to be way further out. And way higher up. Dun, 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 bum, bum, bum. Okay, so let's maybe try playing through this. Okay, so why is the camera moving that way first? Hold on, we've already got two problems here. So for this early bit, we're just really trying to Dylan says, I was not subscribed to the event calendar. I am now. Thanks. Awesome. I still need to add PAX Unplugged to that channel. Interesting. So it won't actually put in anything. Until we have the first keyframe. Okay, that's interesting. So we do need that first keyframe here. So I fly in. And then I start recording. Something along the lines of, it feels like Tango Tech has taken down Decked Out for maintenance for a little bit. So it feels like it's as good a time as any to come in here and start removing some of the scaffolding around my build. You know, a lot of these lights and leaves kind of gave life to the early shape of these walls of my pinball cabinet. But now, as I'm looking at the footage, we've come a long way. Let's rip out the stuff we don't need anymore so we can embark on a new phase. I want to get some elevation added to the flippers. I want to get the buttons in. I've been looking at ways to do the leaf switches with a little bit of trapdoor magic. I was thinking about that after playing Theater of Magic the other day. It's a great game, Theater of Magic. But yeah, I feel like there's just a lot of room for improvement on the pinball machine. So we're going to mingle work and play here, getting things done around the deep field pinball cabinet and doing things that Decked Out. I should have opened that with, howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Tango Tech is doing some maintenance on Decked Out right now, so I can't exactly be in the dungeon ever plunging toward the artifacts that we're gonna bring back to get the embers in order to remember the tomes that will be known as our victory points. Zoinks, that was a lot. Anyway, we should probably do some work around the pinball machine here. I've been removing scaffolding that is no longer holding the value it once had. That's pretty rad. We've come a long way, but we have further to go. I've been gathering andesite to get the lock on our coin door in. I've been gathering materials for buttons, and I've been thinking about ways to use trapdoors to make leaf switches that those buttons can activate. I got the idea for using trapdoors for the leaf switches after playing Theater of Magic the other day. That's just a fantastic game. So, let's go ahead and mingle work and play. We're going to do a few rounds of Decked Out, and we're going to make some progress on our pinball machine. Okay, so I'm going to end up speeding this replay mod thing up, but that's enough, like, yeah. That's a good take, I think, for the voiceover. So we'll do this voiceover with some action shots of all this going on. Dee 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 dee. Dun dun dun. Doo 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 doo. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're just kind of watching this right now to make sure that it works. This seems like it works. In general, we've got me in the frame. This is going to look better when we actually render it in replay mod because we'll have a further view distance on here than we have now. Okay. So I fly up that way. And then I start digging down here. The reason to render this slowly is to give the Bobby mod a chance to load all the chunks in. And then when we speed it up, the chunks will pop in fast. Okay. Yeah, this is feeling like it's good. I think I mean, we could watch this to the end in another minute, and we should just to be thorough, but I feel like in my heart of hearts this looks good. Yeah, this will be fine. Okay, so then that's there, and then we fly away. Okay, camera path finished. Yeah, okay, this is a good, so this is flyby 1. Save. And we are going to render this as HC9-082, RP for replay mod, FB for flyby. And this is going to be scaffold A1. Save, and then we'll hit add to queue. We're going to keep the name tag. We don't need the chroma keying because we don't turn night into day. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to remove all of these. Boo, terrible keyframes. Get out of here. Go on now, get. As Nola always says. We're going to put in a Joe Hills spectator keyframe here. And another one there. And we're going to we're going to add current configuration, except we're going to call it this time FP for first person. Scaffold 1. Save. Add to queue. Close. How do I intend to keep the plywood walls at the top from becoming a mob farm? I don't care. I'm not up there. This is going to look better. The thing is, we need to cover that anyway with the thing that's going to encase that, like, the glass receiver has to go up there anyway. Like, we have a lot left to do here. I feel like there's something interesting about having a top-down view here that we can cut to if we need it. So we say that as FPS. I'm gonna remove those two. Gotta put in a keyframe. I think the yaw should be 0, right? Yeah. See, that looks a little bit clinical in a weird. I understand how to do this now. Okay. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Add current configuration. So the other one was first person. This is middle third. Scaffold A1. Save. Add to queue. Close. X. Save as middle. Save. Okay. Oh, that wasn't actually a third. Where's my ruler? Okay. That's 11.5 inches wide. 11.5 divided by 3 is about slightly less than 4. And this is more than 4 inches wide on the screen. So we're doing it wrong. Let's get this fixed. Oh, dang it, that glass is going to interfere with this plan. Okay, give me a sec. If we're forward of the glass, that's now less than 4 inches wide. Let's go a little higher here. Okay, we're going to remove that. We're going to place that. We're going to remove that. We're going to place that. Save. Add current configuration. Middle scaffold. Save. Add to queue. Close. Now, Decked Out 2 is closed for maintenance right now. Sorry there, that Betty. Oh, that Betty. Bam ba dam. Oh, that Betty. Bam ba dam. Bam ba dam. Sorry about that. Decked Out's closed. Okay. This is gonna be a little this is gonna be a little weird. Save as, add current configuration. Dang it, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to save that. Oh, save that as middle up. Okay. Now, okay. I'm gonna save this one as right. Add to queue, close. Save that as right up in here. Okay. This is a terrible way to do what I'm doing, but I find it amusing, and so we're gonna see if it works. what I'm doing has a purpose that will make sense in post-production. I mean, this is post-production. It'll make sense when it's all blended together. But for right now, I worry it's going to just be like, Joe, what are you even on about? Okay. Render camera path, render all. Whew. So that's going to be a bit. We got a lot going on there. We're going to let those get a few frames rendered before we start peeking in on how they render. Because if you start rendering something, it does a, yeah, decked out's in maintenance mode. So what we're doing right now is we're creating renders that are going to go as part of voiceover bits between my decked out runs in the next video. The idea is if you have a video where you have your decked out runs, each has their own chapter, and somebody looks at the end of the chapter and goes, oh, the end of the chapter is 25 seconds away, and Joe's nowhere near the exit of the dungeon. They're going to know I get killed before getting back to the exit, right? So if each chapter ends with, like, 30 to 90 seconds of me doing random stuff around my base, then it pads it out enough that people don't necessarily know when the run is about to end. They're not looking at that chapter thing being like, uh-oh, Joe's about to get killed in 10 seconds, right? So let's see if this actually functions. I'm actually kind of dubious about this. I might have set the view distance up too high. I will confess it. That Betty says like the end of a UHC. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, might have broke replay mod. If it renders frame 1, then that'll mean we know it worked. It doesn't look like it's rendering frame 1. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's been a crazy week. Did I never enter the Pinball Week 11 results? Okay. Well, here's the thing, is I can't tell if I overextend a replay mod or if this is just going to take a while to load in because because I made the mistake of going and fixing my gear in the end first and switching dimensions causes replay mod problems. The spectacular and terrifying deaths are fun to watch. That's definitely part of the fun. I have a lot of fun trying to pick out like my optimal, like trying to figure out the optimal moment to get the screenshot for the, what do you call it? Optimal screenshot for the thumbnail. Here's one of the ones I'm looking at. That'll be brighter. But yeah, it's me running with a coin and a bunch of Vex chasing me. Another one I was considering was this one where the Vex are 3 Vex behind me, 3 ahead of me. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, so those are potential thumbnails for the next episode. I'm still working on that. Yeah, we might have broke replay mod. We might have set that too high, flown too close to the sun. Dang it. Yeah, I never saw the old Vexes that much, so I don't really know how much differently they look. Yeah, that's the thing, is you can survive a few hits from the Vex. So, like, showing me getting damaged by one isn't necessarily a huge spoiler. It just shows, like, ooh, there's a run here where I maxed out Clank. It doesn't show, like, it doesn't necessarily mean, like, oh, I didn't survive that run. Tango's constantly complaining about people surviving the Vex. Oh my gosh. This is, I think we broke replay mod. Looking at the system performance here. No, memory is being deallocated. Yeah, this was a replay mod crash. I could be dying, exactly. Yeah, Clank causes Vex to get thrown at you, and Hazard closes paths. Basically, Jeb. Yep. At least Hazard closes doors on the first floor. It apparently creates, like, other problems the deeper you get. But I don't know too much about the specifics there. Nor should I. Tango wants the dungeon to have, surprises for us. Okay. So let's recover that replay file. And we're going to go to options, video settings. We're going to turn the render distance down from 100 chunks to 92. That's an 8% reduction. Yeah, and he's going to keep changing the dungeon too. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. Bum, bum, bum. AJ Zoomer says, Joe, what's broken and decked out? I don't know. Tango's just got it in maintenance mode right now. Ours is not to question why. Ours is just to do or die. Do is acronym for decked out. Okay. So, we're going to pause, render camera path, render all. So let's see if turning that down to 92 render distance saves us here. Let's close some tabs in Chrome. Let's try and save some memory. I'm closing all of my software on the computer otherwise. We didn't even get that joining world before, so we might be about to start running. If you render one frame, if the first frame renders, that means that replay mod has not crashed. Woo! There we are! Replay mod is not crashed. Okay. So we have a little bit of loading time here where I fly in and I fly off. And the reason is to give all the chunks a chance to load. Okay. So while that runs, it's Sunday. And so 25 minutes. Oh, it's because I've got the preview up. So if we turn the preview off and if we close Discord on the computer, Discord does more to slow down replay mod than anything else. And I don't... That makes me feel really worried about the way Discord is using the GPU. But yeah, I'm just going to open up Discord on my phone so I can read the live event chat there. We're at the hour mark, and I'm going to finish my drink shortly. We'll do a hydration break. But I loaded those chunks before I came in the room. Hey, I was going to say, there's a big fan of Michael Jai White in the chat. Art Frederick. Good to see you, Art. So, yeah. Mr. Frank M. No, I never crossed paths with him because I was busy a century ago. As somebody who doesn't work in media, you have not been asked by the Writers Guild to avoid promoting Struck work on social media or YouTube. But I have been. So I'm going to refrain from talking about any films that I saw recently in solidarity with the Writers Guild. The JEB says, wait, so Joe Hills and Joe Hill have never been seen in the same place at the same time. Art Frederick says it's an independent film. You can talk about it. MJW has permission. Really? Ba, ba, ba. Interesting. Outlaw Johnny Black and all parties involved with this interview are not considered struck by the WGA SAG-AFTRA strike. For more information, please visit the SAG-AFTRA notice regarding non-struck work. Oh, excellent. That's really good. That's really good. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, because, so I actually did just see Outlaw Johnny Black today with Art Frederick. And it is a very impressive film. I enjoyed Michael Jai White's work on Black Dynamite quite a bit. We saw it, Art and I saw it in theaters when it first came out. When Black Dynamite first came out in theaters, we saw it at the Bell Court here in Nashville. And, yeah, it took inspiration from the Tulsa Massacre. That basically it's a film about an African American community becoming prosperous, and rich white businessman trying to take it over. Outlaw Johnny Black is on the run from the law, and he what do you call it? Oh my gosh, the render time dropped so much when I opened this article about the struck work thing. Oh my gosh, it dropped by 9 minutes. What were the ads on that page doing? Whoa! Did y'all see that? It jumped from 20 to 25 minutes when I loaded that page with information about whether or not this film was struck work, and then dropped to 16 when I closed it. Yeah, so having Chrome open on the same, that's scary. That is not great. Not great. Okay, wow. That it was it's not just oh, this is coincidentally it got to a harder piece of the render then. It was as I opened or closed those tabs. Wow. Okay. I'm not going to open that page again. I'm done with that page. That page is dead to me. Okay. I think I'm going to close Chrome entirely. Any tips that come in, I'm going to have to get alerts on via my... Oh, I can't close Chrome entirely because that's where I'm getting my YouTube chat. But, yeah, I'm going to have to get my PayPal alerts on my phone, too. We're just moving all non-essential functions over to the phone for right now. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. I'm down here in the cancel rendering button. Because we are $15 away from our first face camera expansion milestone. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is wild how much of a difference that makes. Wait, I have another Twitch tab open? Let's close that. That was a good thing to close, apparently. Just make a curl request to the article. I like Lynx. Lynx is my favorite web browser. Tia Loves Tia says, didn't realize it was up. I normally join the stream when you're big. Yeah, the camera gets bigger when we hit certain tipping milestones. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. But yeah, I really, I gotta say, Black Dynamite was a parody of or a pastiche of kind of the 1970s blaxploitation film Michael Jai White does a brilliant job with it. That film is rated R, whereas Outlaw Johnny Black, which I just saw today, is only rated PG-13 because it's more of a pastiche of traditional westerns. Chloe the Great and Powerful, thank you for the wine. That's gonna put us 14 away from the next Face Camera expansion milestone. Betty says, "What's a pastiche?" It's a comedic reimagining of something. So, like a parody, like a parody is like when Weird Al does a song where he takes an artist's original song and replaces the words, right? So, for example, Amish Paradise is a parody of Gangsta's Paradise. But Weird Al has other songs that are pastiches, where he takes the style of another artist and makes a new song in the same style. It doesn't have the exact same melody with changed out words. Chloe the Great and Powerful, Tippin14 says, "Get out of that hot cancel button." Woo! Thank you very much, Chloe the Great and Powerful. Here we go. It's time to say, "Howdy y'all, Grow Hills here, expanded as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. D-da-D-da-D, D-da-D-da-D-D-D." But yeah, yeah, don't wave my arms too much. I don't want to hit the cancel button. But yeah, so anyway, Outlaw Johnny Black is kind of a pastiche of the Western film genre. And one of the things that Michael Jai White does is he likes poking holes in racist problems. And he does a really interesting job of that here. One of the Native Americans that Michael Jai White's character, Outlaw Johnny Black, rescues early in the film, you don't get a good look at him at first because he's like getting beat up by a bunch of hooligans or whatever, or white settlers. And so after Michael Jai White rescues him, you see that he's just clearly like a blonde hair, blue-eyed German guy in like Native American outfits. And this is not like Michael Jai White refusing to cast a Native American in this role. This is him kind of expressing something about films made in this era. And like I said, and part of this film was inspired by the Tulsa Massacre. And there's this is a film about racism and about fighting racism. So you can't discuss this film without discussing the problems of racism. But one of the villains of the film is like a hired gun bank robber who murders people. And that villain expresses to his henchmen he's upset that Johnny Black's father is a better shot than him. And he's just like, that guy shouldn't be here. Anyway, this is white man's land. And his compatriot, his co-villain, his posse member, is just like, that's right, this is Cherokee land west of this river. And he's like he's using all these Native American words to describe the exact location they're on. And if that ain't white man's property, I don't know what is, and so that Betty says, have you seen the movie where John Wayne plays Genghis Khan? Yeah, it's a criticism, a critique of that. There's a lot of really interesting examination of problems of Western films from the 60s and 70s in this. But I really appreciate Michael Jai White as an artist. I feel like he's trying to do something different here than he did with Black Dynamite. And if he was trying to do the same thing again, that would be lazy. It is not the same film at all. It is, if you're like, oh, good, it's like a sequel to Black Dynamite. It's not. it has a lot of the same spiritual punch as Black Dynamite. It's got a lot of the same aggressive tone towards the failures of society as Black Dynamite, but it's not the same movie. It's clearly his humor, but yeah, I'm glad. I was worried about mentioning that I had seen this because I can't promote struck work, but since this is not considered covered by the strike, yeah. So, hey, looks like we just got a tip rolling in. Let me open that up on my phone because I don't want Chrome killing this replay mod render. Replay mod, what do you do? Replay mod, I struggle with you. All right. Looks like we got 5 rolling in from T Loves T. Thank you very much, T Loves T. That's going to get us 15 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Welcome, Oxy Bright Dark. We are just running replay mod renders at the moment. I love these long distance renders though. They look great. They work great for voiceover segments. And that's the thing too, is Decked Out is so claustrophobic. I want to counterpoint those internal dungeon moments with broader HermitCraft experiences. You know, I want to... The people are all there in the foyer of the dungeon, but the server is out there, you know? One Elephant 7220 says, "Hey, afternoon, Joe. So fun to see yo. I watched Tango stream and saw you were in a singing mood today. Can't wait for you to serenade us." Too bad. I've gone completely monotone. That's just the way it is, I suppose. Dun, dun, dun. So, okay. Whew. But yeah, thank you again to T Loves T for putting us 15 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay, so we've got 5 different angles on this, and you might be like, Joe, why would you want 5 different angles on this? I have a really dumb idea for how to edit this together. We're actually going to use a lot of all 5 of them. So we need the full length render for each. It's not worth it to go in and be like, oh, let me shave off a minute here, a minute there. But we've been having a lot of fun with the screen on the back of the pinball machine. So I think as I do the flyby on the pinball machine, I want to mix in footage from the other points of view on the screen of the pinball machine. Sosh Jam says, "Are you wearing a green shirt?" Nope. Shirts have sleeves. No sleeves here. I stole this idea from Jevin. Mr. Phillips tips 2 and says, "Couldn't come up with anything witty to say." No worries. I appreciate you anyway, Mr. Phillips. So, fun fact, since we were going to see, you know, a major motion picture, Michael Jai White's non-struck work, The Outlaw Johnny Black, I wore like a nice button-down rhinestone shirt because, you know, it's a Western shirt and it's a Western film, and that seemed like a good thing to do. But then we got stuck in traffic on the way back from the movie theater, and I was supposed to be here for Tango's Decked Out score announcements, right? And so I'm like sprinting into the house or apartment or whatever, and I'm like, "Daughter, grab me a soda from the fridge. I gotta get on the stream. I gotta record." Ah! And so I'm like running up here to the studio, and I'm like, okay, joining the stream, fly into Decked Out, and I'm getting ready to record, and I'm like, oh no, I've got too many sleeves on. I can't play Minecraft in sleeves. I can't play decked out with sleeves on. So like, I'm just like, you know what? The camera's not on for this. I'm not streaming on my channel. Rip off my rhinestone shirt because it's like the rhinestones are like snaps, so it's just like, whoosh, just toss it behind me. So I was actually worried if I accidentally hit the foot camera or foot pedal and it switched to the full screen during the decked out stream, that part of my decked out footage would just be me shirtless, like full screen with a green decked out dungeon behind me. So yeah, I was a little worried about that earlier. Luckily, that did not come to pass. But yeah, so if I hit show preview right here, you see how you see this camera, you see how the camera has like the big video screen and frame there, big white video screen? My thought process is we take that screen and we put in the other 4 renderers. Sleeves are prisons for the arms. Well put. Well put there, Carl Farless. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all, that this is not maybe the most exciting stream, but with Decked Out closed, I need to be focusing on getting the stuff that goes between the runs put together. And this is one of those things. I feel like if I'm going to have little segments in between the Decked Out segments, they should be interesting visually and compelling in some way. And having stuff that's like weirdly edited, because it's so short, I can spend a lot of time on making sure that the edit is right. Does that make sense? So yeah. I'm just now this is where it gets weird. Stretching the frame as you see the screen there starting to go out of frame. It gets weird trying to get the distortion right on the overlays. Because you see there's no longer 4 corners to work with. I've got 3 corners and then kind of a guess, which I can extrapolate based on how long those other 2 segments are there. But yeah. I mean, I have so much editing to do with just the 3 decked out runs from earlier today. Part of me was like, I don't even know if I should stream tonight. Maybe I should just try to get this episode out the door. But I really look forward to hanging out with y'all every night. So I decided to just do this. It's not, I don't always make the best decisions. But, you know. Everybody else has a terrible boss, and if I'm going to be my own boss, I might as well make terrible decisions sometimes. This is when it's really dangerous. We've lost 2 of the corners now for the screen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep the keystoning looking good for the overlay there, but I feel like I have the capacity to give it that old college try. So we're going to see what we can do on that. So, but yeah, I just love showing the broader HermitCraft world here in these segments. How did my phase 3 runs go today? I only caught 1 on Tango stream. You know what? I'll tell you, they were all exciting. You're gonna want to watch when the episode goes out. Arguably, parts of them could have gone better, but the parts that went poorly in really entertaining ways, and so I can't complain. You know, Tango has a huge audience for these streams, and if I'm putting on a good show for 10,000 people, I'm putting on a good show for 10,000 people. But yeah, we had some wins, we had some losses, but everything, I think, was good. So very excited about that. Oh yeah, I forgot if I have the preview on, performance suffers, so that slows things down a little bit there. So anyway, that's the overview shot that will be the main shot, and then we're going to use the first-person shots as well as the 3 slices that I just cut up for the other shots. And this is maybe me being too ambitious with the editing here, but I really want to do some fun stuff in between these segments. I don't, like, I understand some people are going to skip right to the next chapter to see the next decked out run, but some people might be curious about what I'm up to, and I want to have fun stuff for them to watch. Stephanie Hall says, looking forward to your episode. Tango did enjoy your improv songs. Lots of giggles and cheek-hurting smiles. I did too. Oh, glad to hear it. Yeah, I'll probably want to go watch Tango's point of view on those after I edit my video. I don't want to let his point of view skew my edit too much. I want my edit to reflect my experience, but I also love seeing his stuff. Because, like, I've really missed being able to watch Tango's episodes. He asked us not to watch any of his stuff this season where he was working on Decked Out. And that's, like, a lot of this stuff, you know? So, I'm kind of behind on Tango at this point. Box Sandwich Dirk says, as much as I love Decked Out too, I'm more interested in seeing how Joe's doing on the pinball machine. I'm actually more motivated to work on the pinball machine now in some ways than I was before. Because I'm like, I gotta get my work done so I can play Decked Out. I can't get this Decked Out video out if I don't have the interstitial bits of me working on the pinball machine. So, like, episode 82 is going to be me doing, like, flippers, buttons, plunger plate, coin door lock. Like we're going to be knocking out a lot of stuff on the pinball machine. That, like, part of the problem I ran into with a lot of the pinball machine stuff is it's like, this is, like, not on its own something that can carry an episode. There's just a lot of little things. And even combining all those little things didn't carry the episode. But now I'm like, oh, I have 5 segments between Decked Out runs. We'll do 5 little things on the pinball machine. But, like, a little thing is, like, adding the flippers or adding the buttons. And those actually make a big difference in how the machine reads, you know? So, it's going to look... I'm excited. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. Boom, boom, boom. Pum, pum, pum. Oh, wait, I have a foot pedal for this. Oh, whatever. Whoa, did it add 35 minutes? Wait. Did it jump up to 35 minutes when I hit the mute foot pedal? I hit the mute foot pedal and all of a sudden it jumped up to 30-something minutes. Okay. So apparently the foot pedal is processor intensive. We don't know. Oh, because we switched to first person view, the camera's swinging around a lot more at this point. So that's why it's wildly jumping up and down in the render distance there. Okay. Yeah. So as it loads in the chunks, that's why the time left is jumping. Yeah. So Art, yeah, I got a 3-button foot pedal. So maybe I'll learn how to be a drummer in our rock band finally. We'll see. Okay. We're 2,400 frames of this, and I'm still under the back box. Oh my gosh. I could have maybe... The problem is if you don't start the video with the footage you need, like a couple thousand frames in, It needs a while to load all the chunks. So yeah, all these chunks on either side are all loaded in already. As I'm turning there, it's going to start loading in those other ones. Yep, okay. I don't love that weird sodium glitch there. That's not ideal. Dang it, sodium, fix your stuff. I mean, this is going to be relatively small up on the back box, so it's not the end of the world that those chunks aren't loaded right. I've been meaning to buy a foot pedal for muting my cough, because I have a chronic cough, but Decked Out was kind of the excuse to do it. Because also people have been complaining that I'm bad at sprinting. Like, I got one comment in here. What is causing you to be unable to run? Every time I watched you play this, if you get hit, you immediately walk rather than run away. I've been getting a lot of Decked Out things about this. Okay, dang it. I'm a little bit disappointed that Etho's ahead of me in Decked Out. If my 13th run of Phase 2 had gone better, I might have had a shot at catching him. Or at least I would not have tied with whoever I tied with this week. I would have gotten pulled one ahead away. Art says, God, we need a local drummer. Yeah, my problem is I have no actual sense of tempo. I just follow the drummer, usually. So I can't be the drummer unless I've got, like, a metronome on the freaking drum stand or whatever. Would it be really obvious if I had a digital metronome in front of me? Like, while I was drumming? I feel like people would criticize me for that. I feel like that people would be like, that's part of what you're supposed to be good at. I can follow the metronome. Art Frederick says, real drummers use click tracks all the time. Oh, cool. Is that like, the Riff Tracks guys thing? iDroid says, I literally listen to our metronome while we play live every show. This makes me feel so much better. Normally people just make me feel terrible about percussion. But we're having a really great talk here. I'm actually, that's really nice to hear, actually. Okay, thank you, iDroid. If anybody else wants to make me feel good, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat, but that's going to be hard to top. So, just as a reminder, we are 13 away from the next Face Gamer expansion milestone. Art Frederick says, so like Death Clock, when we saw them, their drummer has a click track he's playing to keep the band with the visuals. Really? See, I didn't get to go with you guys to Death Clock. Oh, Art, one of my friends on HermitCraft is actually building a Death Clock-inspired theme park called Scabland. And that's part of why I need to make progress on my pinball machine, so I can go build, like, something in Scabland. I would do anything for Death Clock! 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 Death Clock! Death Clock! Squizgar squiggle, taller than a tree. Toki Wartooth, not a bumblebee. William, Murderface, Murderface, Murderface. Nathan, explosion. Death Clock, Death Clock, Death Clock, Death Clock, boom. See? Chloe the Great and Powerful is going to see Death Clock next week. Oh, that's so awesome, Chloe. Good for you. I hope you have a fantastic time. I really want to go see them sometime. Yeah, Death Clock is it's not really a rock band. It's more of a metal band. But yeah, most of their songs are like, blood, blood, more blood. Like, blood fountain. I can't do it. I can't actually do it. I don't actually. Oh yeah, we're not going to open a tab in Chrome to pull up some lyrics because that will break the stream. Or not the stream, but the, what do you call it? render. Badger confirms most professional drummers use click tracks. NJ Coffee Junkie says that Newton's cradles are a problem. I don't know what a Newton's cradle is. Is that when the cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon? When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. I don't have a metronome, son. I don't have a metronome. It's a Death Clock Baby Metal concert. Yeah, I think that's what my friends went to. I think they went to see a combination. Or when you guys went, was it Death Clock and Baby Metal? Yergi and Art say they're the Clacky Balls. Oh, fun. Executive toy. I think that was called an executive toy in Microsoft, Bob. That was the first time I ever saw one of those. Art Frederick says Baby Metal was there. They have the most choreographed metal show you'll ever see. Well, so Chloe the Great and Powerful, it sounds like you're in for a great show. Okay. So, here's where we're at this point. Oh no, I can't pull up the spreadsheet without tanking. Oh gosh. I was going to say, we need to pull up the spreadsheet that shows who to thank, but that's going to kill the render. Although the render's already having problems because I'm clearly spinning around loading new chunks and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just flying around in the thing here. Let me pull up my thanks spreadsheet. Okay, streams. Somebody requested when will my stream begin, right? That was Joy. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and put on when will my stream begin, because Joy requested it anyway. And we haven't taken down the setting up stream sign yet. And we're also going to put on, just to make sure that we have everything filled in here, Stephanie Hall. Wait, no, we got Stephanie this one. Let's see. Stellar Spider had requested Cogs. So we're going to go ahead and queue up Cogs and When Will My Stream Begin as our 2 hydration break songs. I'm going to go refresh my beverage, and also I need to go get my laptop because I need to be able to look at stuff without killing the desktop's performance, and it is really stressing me out. Okay, so Stellar Spider requested Cogs, and then we've also got When Will My Stream Begin. Here we go. That's about 4 minutes of music in total. Be right back.
I put the cogs into the box and then I've got another load. After a while my arms will get tired and then this job will blow. But I could be replaced by a machine that does my work in half the time. But I don't know where I'd go, 'cause I prefer putting cogs into the box. Now I've got another load. Only just a few more hours and then I'm free to go. But I can't cease in questioning if I really have a home. It makes me sick to think of it, 'cause I prefer p.m. the usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam. Title and tweet, pour water, tank top and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the stream, and so I'll pause folding and open VLC. I'll pick 2 songs before lay our head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all, Joe Hills from Tennessee. Folks asking when will my stream begin? After howdy, it's items and chess tools breaking. Pickaxe from poof while talking to you professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking. Then I'll click crafting quick, anvil time, enchant, pick, then I'll replace the books in random chests with care. I'll tour my winery, I know there's blocks somewhere, and then I'll hush and hush and hush and hush chat swears not any closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking and asking and asking, when will my stream begin? Seriously, y'all, I need to record this next episode. I've been working toward. I can't edit without footage, no. Once I'm all geared up, maybe we can start the show.
Maybe we can start the show. Taking down that setting up stream now sign. Whew, here we go. Art Frederick, if you're still here, is it true that PlayOnCon just confirmed their dates for 2024? That it's July 4th through 8th with early check-in on the 3rd of July? Because they haven't formally invited me to be a guest yet, but I've been a guest at PlayOnCon for like, I don't know, 14 years or something stupid at this point. Maybe not that long. How long have I've been a guest at PlayOnCon since before Corinne was alive. What is that? That's like 10, 11 years. It's a long time. I'm probably gonna be back running the build contest for Minecraft, doing some goofy stuff, that sort of thing. Because yeah, if they've confirmed those dates at the, I tried to go to the, they had like a planning call today, but I think it was on Eastern time. They said it's at 8 o'clock, and I joined at 8 o'clock, and it seemed like it was over. So, yeah. PlayOnCon 2024. Does their website reflect this, or was this just an announcement they made during the stream? Or, like, during their thing? I'd have to screw up pretty bad to not be invited back to PlayOnCon. Like, for example, I could jump in on their Jackbox game and demand to know the dates right now. Because the organizers are running a Jackbox thing right now. But I should not do that. And Jay says, if that's the case, I might be able to go since it's a holiday weekend. Yeah, that sounds like a holiday weekend to me, 4th of July, right? I mean, this is America. All right, so I guess I can take down the hydration break sign too. Let me just make sure we didn't miss any tips rolling in during the break. Doesn't look like it. That's unsurprising. This is a replay mod stream, and those aren't always people's favorites. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Well, at least those chunks over there finally rendered in. This is going to look good when we composite it all together. That's the important thing. We're going to composite all this together, and it's going to look great. And I'm not going to stress about it. got a tweet on Twitter from Say Read Media. It says, Tumblr, it's always been such a magical place. Your check marks are such a gorgeous convergence of art and commerce. Please don't deprive Tumblr of any further on my behalf, though. I want it to live. Thank you for the kind description. Yeah, so I tweeted yesterday, if you're unsure how much Matt Mullenweg individually impacts Automatic's profit, here's a data point. I'd have spent $10 blazing this Tumblr post if he hadn't acted like a petty jerk towards Say Read Media, a consistently insightful WordPress community expert. Yeah, I've known Say, like, as an acquaintance. Like, we're both involved in parts of the WordPress project, kind of on the periphery here and there. But yeah, I've known Say as an acquaintance for like 5 or 6 years. And so, like, yeah, when Matt Mullenweg starts like throwing punches at Say, it's like, I was gonna blaze this post. I was gonna spend $10 on promoting this post about the grandma's shake. But, you know, because I think it's something that broader Tumblr would appreciate. It's not just for the HermitCraft fans, it's for everybody. But you know what? Nope. They're not going to get that data. They're not going to get that data. Not data. Is money just data now? Oh my gosh, is money just data now? I'm so tired. I want to have this argument with Impulse. I pitched this to him, and I don't think he believed me, or I think he thought it was such a bad idea he wouldn't acknowledge it. But I was like, Impulse, if you have me on your podcast with Skizzleman, Impulse, I'm so tired. I've had a long day. Impulse, if you have me on your podcast with Skizzleman, I want to talk about the idea of replacing the word content with data. I hate the idea of people calling things content. How would you feel if somebody was like, oh yeah, I really liked the data you produced recently and put on YouTube. Your YouTube data has been way better lately. It's just like, if we're not going to call it art, we're failing. We need to address what we do as art. We need to approach it as art. We need to embrace it as art. And calling it content is just demeaning. Why don't we just call it data? Like, oh yeah, I uploaded 10 gigabytes of data to YouTube this week and people are loving it. Like, that's the freaking, it's nothing. It's nonsense. But yeah, maybe money's just data now too. Maybe my brain, I'm so tired. We had like a emotionally exhausting weekend here. We've been going through like all my daughter's old toys and determining what gets given to the younger cousins and what gets garbaged and what gets kept. And it's just been a lot. But like, we needed to do it. We needed to do it. I didn't want to, like, honestly, she outgrew a lot of this stuff before the pandemic. But we had, you know, just been dealing with her mother leaving, and so it didn't seem like a great time to be like, we should throw away a bunch of these old toys. And then the pandemic hit, and it wasn't like, oh boy, here, you want to do a bunch of emotional labor and help me determine which of these old toys we should get rid of. And at least now she has like 4 younger cousins that we could give some of them to. So I'm like, look, we can't have this much furniture full of toys that you don't play with. Like, we need this space for other things. We have too many things. And so it's like, yeah, there's never a good time to let go of the past. So, might as well just take that plunge right now. But yeah. So anyway, it's been like a really exhausting weekend for us in that way. So there we go. We're going to roll into the next render. T Loves T says, at least you didn't do what my mom did, which was throw out everything when I was like 18, and I just didn't notice until we moved houses. Well, that's the thing, is like over the summer I do a lot of the cleaning, like the big stuff, because my daughter's at her mom's house every summer. But I didn't want to throw away her things while she was gone. I wanted to let her be involved in choosing what went to who and what got given away. What can go to Goodwill? What goes in the trash? What goes to your cousins? What gets kept? You know, that's choices for her to be involved with, you know? So, yeah, we've got 5 renders queued up. These are going to be running until after the stream ends. A lot of renders tonight. Yeah, I mean, this has been a $27 stream for me. I could have probably not streamed tonight and been equally financially okay. I didn't know Decked Out was going to be closed, though. That's the thing, is when Decked Out's closed, you just got to do all the Decked Out's closed stuff. You know? Yeah, this is the 3rd render of 5, I believe. This one will be shorter because it's all the same chunks the whole time. This one's a fixed camera. So... Chloe the Great and Powerful, what? Says, excuse me, it'll be a $27 stream. Thank you very much. I thought I said 27. It's at 27. Now it was, now it's at 34. Thank you, Chloe the Great and Powerful, for bringing us up to 34. Carl Farley says, before the internet, this was a real option to spend part of your night just watching a progress bar. I know, right? Boom, 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 boom. Did I say 23? I thought it was $27 stream. I thought I said 27. I held it up. It had 27 on it when I held it up. This has been like one of the most productive weekends we've had since my daughter got back in terms of getting stuff done around the apartment. But because like since she got back, we had a lot of fun weekends, but we didn't have a lot of like, oh, let's clean everything up weekends, right? But like I'm exhausted. Yeah. Stephanie Hall says, one of the lessons I learned as an adult who had all my grandparents and parents' stuff, keep 1 to 5 things that are important to you that was theirs. Don't have a hoard of things. Yeah, no, that makes sense. No, I appreciate the help, Chloe. I appreciate it. I really thought I said 27. I wasn't trying to mislead you all. Yurgi says, I could have sworn you said 27. Badger says, dumb question, but did you pause folding? Yeah, folding is paused. It's just, this is, we've got the render distance set to 90, and that slows it down. It's the huge render distance on these that really... NJ confirms I did say 27. Okay. So sometimes I get so tired I make stupid mistakes like booking a flight to Boston when I need a flight to Philadelphia. So it's good to know that I'm not screwing everything up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was kind of worried too because like dinner tonight was just a bunch of leftovers kind of thrown together with rice. And I was like, I don't know if my daughter's going to like this. And Not only did I get no complaints, but she ate like half my bowl too. Because I made 2 bowls worth. And she ate mine and then was like, I'm still hungry. Can I have half yours? I'm like, sure. Yeah. I don't know. So we're getting through the stuff in the fridge. Box Sandwich Derp says, glad you don't have a picky kid. It's not that she's not picky, it's that I nailed it. I'm just saying I did a good job with dinner. But yeah, like going into dinner, I was like, oh, I'm so drained from this weekend. I'm sure that this is gonna be a fiasco. But nope, absolutely nailed it. It's amazing what you can do with rice and anything else plus rice. It's like, okay. Everything that's gonna go bad is getting cooked and we're adding rice. Throw it all on top of the rice. Box Sandwich says there's a difference between being picky and having preferences. Well, that's the thing, is like, you know, one of the things that I've tried to teach my kid is like, hey, we have to try new things because it's healthy. It's good for our brains to try new things. And if you hate something, I'm not going to make it again, but if you hate it, I'm not going to make you something else tonight. The first time I make something, if you don't like it, you just got to try it. That, same thing like when we go to restaurants. If she's like, I want to try this thing that's new. I'm like, that's fine, but if you order it, you have to eat it, You don't have to order it again. I'm not going to say, oh, you have to have this again, but you need to accept the fact that we can't afford to waste food. Like, that's just not how we live. You know what I mean? I'm sure some people can afford to waste food, but we can't. And usually I also say, plus, you're going to eat half of whatever. Like, when we go to restaurants, like, they have such big portions. Like, my kid ends up eating a good amount of whatever's on my plate, too. So I'll say, like, okay, well, I'll get something that I know both of us like. And you can get something experimental. But you got to finish what you order before you can have stuff off my plate, So, you know. Rendering. Coming up on 10:25. We should probably do last call for tips. Oh my gosh. What time did I roll over the pinball tournament last week? Oh gosh. Oh, I made the mistake of trying to open Discord and it's going to start causing problems for the render time. But I want to check Discord real quick to see the last week pinball tournament. Because I can't go to bed until I roll over the new week's tournament. And it's a 7-day thing. Oh, I did that 11:25 last week. So I'm going to be up for at least another hour. But that's fine. That's fine. Boom, boom, boom. What is my abacus at? We are $6 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Though we technically did the last call for tips, so I'm not going to copy and paste the link again. Honestly, this is kind of just one of those chill streams where, like, I knew I was going to be exhausted, and, you know, we're looking at progress bars, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm in Central Time because I am in Nashville, Tennessee. Bog the Frog, thank you for the 2, who says, "Here, Joe, take a bit of monies. Not much, but you know. Hey, I appreciate it. Every bit helps." You could watch... I've made like 2,000 YouTube videos. You could watch every single one of them, and I'd be lucky to get $2 in ad revenue. Like, you... By giving me $2, you are one of, like, the top 0.5% of supporters of the show, of anybody ever. Maybe the top 0.1%. Like, it... People be like, oh, you know, it's only $2, but, like, that's huge for somebody who gets, like, hundredths of a penny in ad revenue. So, I really appreciate it. Bog the Frog writes, "I've recently learned your voice tickles my brain." That's intentional. That's the thing, is tickling requires playful intention. And my voice has that. So I'm very pleased to hear that. So here we go. I'm going to try and do like a triple split screen with these 3 different views here, and I have no idea if this is going to work. This is getting into weird experimental self-indulgent video editing stuff. But I've been really trying to find ways to push myself with the little interstitial bits between decked out. And they can't all be winners, but they should at least... There should be at least one per episode where I'm like, oh, that was cute. I'm proud of that one. And this is maybe that. I don't know. It's hard to say. Yeah, Eastern Tennessee is in Eastern Time Zone. Closer to Atlanta and all that. Badger's Panda writes, "Nashville? That's in America." You're right, Badger, it is. All right. Let's see here. If I open a new window, is this going to kill my performance over here? I was going to say, if you haven't seen my latest video where I was messing around with the interstitial bits, I'm going to go ahead and post and pin that here. Bum, bum, bum. That went up late Friday night, basically early Saturday, for all intents and purposes. But if you haven't seen it, that's the end of my phase 2. We had some really interesting runs in there, and I'm pretty happy with how the editing turned out in the interstitial stuff. I think a lot of it was more subtle than I'm trying to do subtle things with the editing, because I don't want people to be upset, like, you're ruining Minecraft. I might have done some things in there that were too subtle. But that's good. That's how we learn. So this next one, the thing that I'm doing here is way less subtle. We are doing something way less subtle here. But yeah, so I hope you check that out at the end of the stream, which is basically now. We've been going for 2 hours. It's a school night, so I need to go through the apartment and start getting stuff ready for tomorrow. Bog the Frog writes, "Your editing is so cool, though. I watched some of your Season 8. Thank you. I love streaming, and I love hanging out with y'all, but I want my videos to be something different from the streams. I don't want them to just feel like, oh boy, Joe got a highlight reel of the stream. I want it to feel like its own self-contained piece of art. And that's maybe terribly pretentious, but I'm Joe the pretentious and terrible, so I don't know what you expected. So yeah, that's just what we're doing now. But yeah, at least a few people did notice what I was doing. Like Fully Rubik's 2 says, I love how you had the start of your decked out runs hidden on the screen before going to them. T Loves T says, you're a cinematographer. I'm aspiring to be one. I need to get better before I could use that term in a way that didn't feel like I was lying. But I know I'm on that path. I'm on the road to cinematography. But if there's one thing I know, it's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long time, but my time is finally near. Hey, we got a few tips rolling in. Let's go ahead and read those instead of continuing to sing the theme song to Star Trek. La da da da. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Mahi Zero, happy birthday again. I hope this stream wasn't too disappointing despite it mostly being loading bars. But thank you for the 10. That gets us 6 past our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. Expand Joe. Stephanie Hall tips 24, who says, thanks for the stream. Happy editing the next episode. Well, let's see. 14 gets you 1 face camera expansion. 10 gets us halfway to the one after that. So here we go. It's time to grow hills. D. And then we got another tip rolling in from Derek for 5, who says, I appreciate your art. Well, thank you, Derek. That puts us 5 away from our next expansion milestone. Appreciate y'all. So here we go. Senator Void says the vibes of the videos and streams are very different. Yeah. T Loves T says, for me, a lot of streams are do something else while listening. Yeah, the streams are supposed to be more of an audio experience, whereas the videos are more audio-visual. But yeah. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you to everybody for stopping by and hanging out while I got this little bit of progress on the pinball machine. It might not seem like that much, but like these scaffolds have been there since like 15 months ago. Tearing down these scaffolds is actually a huge step. Bog the Frog says, I gotta turn on notifications. Keep in mind that if you want to see my streaming schedule and add it to your calendar app, you can do that at joehills.net/soon. So, yeah, because honestly, notifications are unreliable. Calendar apps, they generally do what they're supposed to. I still need to add PAX Unplugged and the official dates for PlayOnCon 2024 to this tomorrow. So I'm going to get on that later. But thank y'all so much for hanging out. I'm heading off. I got some things to do to clean up around the apartment before... Hey, we got another tip rolling in. Whoa, can't ignore that. Thank you very much to Miss Gold Fox for 25, who says, thanks, Joe, for all the streams. Well, thank you, Miss Gold Fox. Boom. That gets us 2 face camera expansion milestones. Here we go. Expand Joe. For this next one, y'all have seen that money go straight to my head with each face camera expansion milestone we hit. But now, like Jacob Marley, these chains I forged in life are about to begin pulling me down to the deep below. Enter the Joust. Boom, boom, boom. Bum, 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 bum. Lowering the opacity now to 90%. Thank you so much, Miss Gold Fox. Y'all are being awesome tonight. Thank you. It's been a busy and exhausting weekend. It's great to end on a high note on the stream. So thank you so much, everyone. Like I said, that link that I pinned, the latest video, which I can repost if I'm not bad at things. Final decked out phase 2 runs. I really tried to make this video good. It has a lot of runs in it, but there's a lot of other goofy stuff with gathering resources for Doc. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I hope you like it. Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Stop